my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective, and today we are going to be reviewing the final episode of Ready to Love. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Before we get into that though, I am going to shout out my newest subscriber, Scorpio I Thank you so much for dropping down in the comments last week on my Tasha K video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love talking to you, loved engaging with you. And thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. This is a growing channel and you are contributing to that. And I thank you so much. Congratulations. Why am I saying congratulations? I have no idea. But I'm goofy and we just gonna roll. But thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope to talk to you down in the comments of this video. Okay, so let's get started. The last episode starts off with Sydney and Phil. It's on the heels of the whole Phil and Shiloh ordeal. We'll call it that. Nobody knows what really happened except for Phil and Shiloh. And I can't make an accurate assumption. It would only be speculation based off of both of them. And it just, anywho, I do stand by Phil. For the most part, I think that he tried to do right. I don't think that he intentionally tried to hurt Shiloh, and the reason why I say that is because that came out of her own mouth. And so once she said, I don't think Phil was trying to hurt me, she changed the story later on, which then made me raise my eyebrow at her. That's what made me raise my eyebrow. But the original response, the original thought, the original idea was that she knew that he was not intentionally trying to hurt her. And so once she said that, that's all I needed to hear, you know. She changed the story a little bit later, and I think the reason why she did was because she was angry and upset that he did not choose her, and he wasn't open about not choosing her either. So there's a little bit of anger, frustration about that. And so anyway, I won't speculate, but the minute she said he didn't intentionally try to hurt me, I was like, okay, that's it. And if she, you know, further anything else coming from her, I'm side-eyeing, you know. Anyway, so on the heels of that, Phil meets with Sydney. Sydney, I love the way she handled it. Sydney talked to Shiloh and was like, listen, hey, I'm dating Phil as well. This affects me just as much as it affects you. I would like to talk to Phil about the situation and just kind of, you know, approach him with it and find out what he was thinking, you know. Love the way she handled it. I thought that was very mature and diplomatic. So they're at a restaurant called DC Prime. DC Prime is not in DC. It's actually in Ashburn, which is about an hour away. I'm constantly looking at restaurants to go to because I'm always eating. I'm always eating. So I will tell you that DC Prime, I did hear really good reviews about the restaurant, but it is not located in DC. It's actually in Ashburn, which is about an hour away from the city. So anyway, just thought you guys should know. Fun fact there. Oh, I look like my mama when I did that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Okay. Pray for me, y'all. All right. Okay, so Sydney and Phil sitting at the table. They're talking. Sydney basically asked him, hey, Phil, what's the deal? This is what Shiloh said. You know, what's going on? I want to hear your perspective. I want to see your take. I want to hear your take. Phil, not the greatest communicator, which he's not a great communicator. However, I am deducing only from what I see on TV. I have not seen his actions. I don't know him personally, but he seems like he's a genuine person and is not intentionally trying to be malicious, right? So he responds, again, not the best communicator. He did say that he tried to offer an apology. You know, he felt like he made a quick decision in the moment because it could have been potentially dangerous, all of these different things. And, you know, like any person who's not necessarily triggered by these things, you know, and I'm not trying to shame anybody who would be triggered, like a Shiloh or someone else who, you know, experienced, you know, past traumas. With all due respect, you know, with all due respect, someone who has not necessarily experienced those type of traumas or those triggers, myself or someone like a Sydney will probably just be like, oh, okay, why? I understand. Again, aside from someone else who may have experienced any type of other physical trauma, and we don't know, you know, with all due respect for people who have. So again, I like the way Sydney approached it. It was really cool. Phil's not the greatest communicator. You can see that in the moment then and there, but I do not think that it was intentional or malicious is what I was trying to say. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. While I like Sydney and Phil together, I think Sydney is on some fuck girl shit. I ain't gonna lie. I think I've hinted towards it in some videos before, but I think Sydney about some games. She playing games. I think the reason why she was drawn to Phil at first is because he was not paying attention to her, and that piqued her interest. But I don't think she's going to stay interested in a guy like Phil. And because Phil is not the ball, I can tell she's like the girl that likes to be on the scene. She hangs out with ballers. Like, not necessarily ballers, but like ballers, those kind of guys. The guys that are very like flashy and like to be seen and have a crowd around them. And, she gives me that. And Phil is not that at all. And I don't know how long. I don't know. I don't know. But she gives me fuck girl. She gives me like she with the shits. She does. I'm not gonna. She gives me like that's what she gives me. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If I had to tell you guys how I felt about about Frank and Sydney, they go hand in hand. They are exactly alike. When they say that on the show, they said it 1,000 times. Frank and I are almost alike. They are, because they both are on some they on some fuckery. They really are. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes because I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I keep talking about the difference between Naeem and Sydney, because Naeem also had one of those scenarios where Zadia acted a fool in front of Dante, and everybody was like, Naeem, aren't you concerned? And I just truly think that the way Zadia cut up and responded in front of everyone was able to really see. And everyone has stories of their encounter with Zadia. Everyone had stories of their encounter with Zadia. And so it was kind of just like, these are repeated instances. I think with Phil, it was only one instance and nobody really knew. And then Shiloh herself said that he was not intentionally trying. So it kind of like just diffused it a little bit, or made it, more acceptable for Sydney to accept Phil's word over someone else versus Naeem and Zadia, if that makes any sense. Because I keep asking myself that question just to make sure that I'm maintaining fairness, because I don't want to just be accepting a guy but not a woman. I just want to make sure it's fair. But it's a little bit of a different scenario. Ooh, I wrote that down. Phil is not a great communicator. Damn. I mean, I said it out loud, but ooh, I must really feel like that. I must really feel like that, because I done wrote that thing about 4 times. Yeah, horrible communicator. Really good guy, but not the best communicator. He might need to get some coaching. And, somebody constantly checking in with him so he can talk. Because, anyway. Okay, so the last brunch, everyone gets together. I guess the code was the memo was wear blue, which is my absolute favorite color. Everyone looked really great, minus Frank. But y'all know I don't like him anyway, so I don't care what the hell he got on. Ugh, he just get on my nerves. He had on that big ass 2005 FUBU jacket is what it looked like to me. It was just ridiculous. Whatever. I watched somebody else's YouTube review and they were like, Frank called Phil daddy. I actually watched the video and he did. And I was just like, maybe there's more about Frank that we don't necessarily know. I don't know. But I did hear him call Phil daddy. And I was just like, okay. Okay. So Walter, he says that him and Moomin, there's no water, or there's water, it's only water on the bridge. Whatever, Walter. I'm not good eye on him. I don't really fuck with Walter like that. I really don't. I don't. Okay, so at the brunch, Moomin, Frank, and Sydney are sitting down talking to each other. They're all eating, and Frank is interested in both Moomin and Sydney. Neither one of the women are being catty about it. Very mature. The only thing, I just feel like Moomin knew that he was gonna pick her, because outside of that, I feel like Moomin would have been real insecure. I don't know. So, Moomin, I like her to an extent, but her friends, the company she keeps, she's just guilty by association, y'all. And maybe that's what it is. She's guilty by association for me. So when I see her, I be like, she's gorgeous, absolutely lovely. But then I just be like, oh, really. Maybe she's guilty by association. I think that's probably what it is, because she was cool with Zadia and Camille and them. But I just be like, girl, them your friends. Girl, what the hell do you really like? And I just, what do you like in real life? Because if those are two your friends, birds of a feather flock together, and that's just what that is. You understand? That's just what that is. Birds of a feather always flock together, and never let them tell you nothing. Never let them tell you otherwise. Okay. Frank and Sydney again. Frank is introducing his family to Sydney. The girl always dressed like she going to the club. She never. Girl, do you have any church clothes? Do you have interview clothes? Do you have interview clothes? Church clothes, girl? Work clothes, girl? Bedtime clothes? Girl, she dressed like she going to the club everywhere, all the time. That's how I know that she typically runs with like ballers and things like that, because you have to have like somebody, like those guys typically are attracted to women that are like grabbing your attention, right? Anyway, so Frank has both Moomin and Sydney meet his family. He has a cousin that's like 14 years old on him. She was like hella young, super young, had a very young presence, but she was on top of things. She was asking some real pertinent questions. And then the cousin was there. I was just like, all right. Moomin and Frank were like all cuddled up. They was kind of booed up a little bit. They was booed up, sitting down on the couch. I'm like, okay, I guess, sure, whatever. And then Sydney, I guess they fed her. Maybe they fed Moomin too, but I don't know. Anyway, asking questions. Sydney asked a really good question about what are some of Frank's flaws. His family gave a horrible answer, which further proves to me that Frank ain't shit. What are his flaws? The cousin or sister or whoever, the young girl that looks like 14, she said, oh, Frank is flawless. Okay, he's flawless. And both the cousins, who was the adult, I assume, because he looked much, much older, he also said, yeah, oh no, Frank is flawless. I would have to agree. And they said, you know, the woman that Frank is going to be with, she basically has to be about something because Frank is going places. Isn't he already supposed to be established? Isn't he ready for love? He still got places he need to go? Okay. I'm not need the woman to support him were the words. Support him to do what? Doesn't he already have his stuff together? Isn't he already on where he's supposed to be? And he's flawless? No flaws at all? Okay. I would be going the other way, personally, if you ask me, but okay. Walter has his sister and his tia, or his auntie, Isabel. So Sister Odette, Auntie Isabel meets Sabrina. Now, Walter, his people asked the simple, basic question. This Negro, they asked him, where is she from? Simple, basic question. Like, that's like, I mean, the girl got the flag tatted on her back. Like, there really is no way to answer this incorrectly. Like, you literally have the cheat code. This Negro goes and says that the girl is from Virginia. Not everybody knows she's from Seoul. Huh? You don't know anything about her. You know nothing about Sabrina because you don't spend time with her because you don't like her. Anyway, she gets there. Family is like, oh, you know, she's beautiful, blah, 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 you know, the usual, whatever. Sabrina asked a really good question. You know, is Walter affectionate? They were like, oh yeah, he's super affectionate, but all this other stuff. She's like, that's funny because he's not affectionate with me. I was like, ooh, damn. Ooh, damn, girl. Damn. I mean, that's a good question. I'm glad she asked that question. I'm glad she's asking these questions because she's been saying over and over and over again that Walter has not been consistent. He does not call. He does not do any of the things that a guy would do if he's interested in you. And women, we know these things. We know them. We just sometimes want to be in a relationship so bad that we lie to ourselves and alter the truth and tell ourselves all kinds of things so we can be in this little raggedy ass relationship, but we know good goddamn well he ain't doing what he's supposed to. So I'm really glad that she did not drink the Kool-Aid and just try to make it till the end, because it would have been a disservice. What was I gonna say? Dissatisfaction. I don't know. It would have been a disservice to her. And I'm so glad that she did not do that. Anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. I'm trying to hurry to get to that part because I'm just proud of her. She didn't drink the Kool-Aid. She said, no, I gotta look out for me and you're not for me. And I really appreciated that. She ends up leaving. And family, Isabel and Odette, Auntie Isabel and Sister Odette were like, oh, she's different. They didn't really say much else about her. I'm wondering what the different means. Is that because she's younger? Is that because she's not? Because his ex-girlfriend that we saw, she was a little, I won't say rough around the edges, but she know her way around the block a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to talk about her badly, but I'm just saying she know her way up the block, She's one of those type of girls. That's it. She's an around the way girl. She was an around the way girl. And Sabrina really isn't an around the way girl. And not in a bad way. There's nothing wrong with that. But it was just like, you could tell she's around the way. She's an around the way girl. Which, by the way, LL Cool J made a whole song about it, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. And then Walter said something about how we have this great friendship. Taking the time, we've had this great friendship. We clicked, but the way that he talked about it just made it sound like we might as well. Like he literally just. We might as well. And it was just so, it was just not good. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, I'm trying to hurry and make this quick. Okay, so Aisha and Dante, whatever, how you pronounce his name, she walks in and she's like, oh, I'm back again. Y'all having the sex. I know they having the sex. Y'all is having the sex. I know they are. I'm back again. You better be careful. He fertile, girl. You better fooling with him. They go in. She explains why she's single, what happened to her marriage, da 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 da. Aisha ain't afraid to tell somebody what happened and why, and the therapy she got, the couch she sat on, and all of the stuff to go through all the therapy. She ain't afraid, and there's nothing wrong with that. So she went through the whole thing. Aisha has a really old school perspective, which I can respect. I don't have an issue with that. But apparently his brother did. His brother was like, well, which makes sense because this man is splitting up his paycheck between 3 other households on top of his own. So he probably don't have that much money going on anyway. But brother was like, our mother was a single mother and she did everything. She taught us how to fish. She taught us how to do X, Y, Z. And I'm thinking to myself, she did it because she had to, not because she wanted to. Do you think that a mother would want to put on all of these different hats and be all of these different things when she really didn't have to? No. And so I was kind of just looking at him sideways like, sir, are you one of those men who think that, okay, yeah, let's let women have 50-50. Let's, let equal rights happen so I don't have to do that much work? Share the load? No. Your mother was a single mother. She did not have an option. If I got a man, I'm in a relationship with somebody, what the hell am I doing all the work for? I might as well just be single if I'm still wearing all the damn hats. That's crazy. I'm sure if your mother had help, she would absolutely have called on that. She would have not been doing everything all on her own. Why would you want her to? I was side-eyeing him. Was that your way of trying to say Dante ain't got that much money? Because Dante was like, oh, my brother brought up, well, what about 50-50? She was like, 50-50? I'll pay a bill or two, but 50-50? Which, again, like, she has an old school perspective. That's her business, and that's how she wants to run things. I'm just glad she was open and honest about it. Dante was like, that'll be an adjustment. I'll have to get used to that. Girl, you sure he got 3? And that's my biggest qualm. He got 3 kids from 3 different mothers. That's 3 different households. That's 3 different court withholdings, girl. That all 3 different percentages, girl. Money coming out of y'all check. Somebody said, well, I guess it's a man shortage, so that's the reason why he's in the running. Child, I'll just be alone. I'll just be having dates on my own by my damn self because I would not be that desperate to be running up behind some dude who had 3 kids from 3 different baby mamas. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. All that money that could have been going to our business, our stuff. No, we got to split it up between 3 different other households. 3 other different court withholdings. And I don't know what are the percentages. It could be a third of your check for each household. Child, I ain't got time for that. Ooh, child, I done got worked up. Ooh. I don't have time. I don't have time. If you have kids, maybe it works for Aisha because she already has kids. So she understands. But child, he need to be focused on them children. Them chillins. He need to be focused on them raising them chillins. And that's it. Okay? Because he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money to take you nowhere. Anyway. Yeah, that's just my thought process on this. And it may be jaded, but whatever. This is the Belle perspective, okay? Sydney, I say this every time. Sydney is not afraid to wear no club clothes. Okay, so we're wrapping it up. We're getting down to the wire where everybody's choosing people and they're reciting wedding vows to each other. It's like, what? Y'all don't even it's not even that serious. Y'all just saying, hey, I want to date you. This is not like y'all are proposing to each other. They made it seem like it was like a proposal. It was just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on. More than I would have wanted. Again, Phil and Sydney meet at the pier. They were at National Harbor. Actually two couples. Phil and Sydney and Frank and Mumi were both at National Harbor, but on different sides. So anyway, again, Sydney's with the shits, y'all. Sydney is with the shits. I don't know how long this will last, but it's cute for now. I'll say that. Phil is smitten. He is smitten with Sydney. He didn't even think that he would be able to get a girl like Sydney. He's smitten with her. And she with the shits. Not gonna lie to you. She may not. She with the shits, y'all. We'll see. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry, I had to flip over my other. Okay. Frank and Moomin. Frank meets. They also at National Harbor. I love Moomin's dress, but her shoes kind of looked weird a little bit. I don't know. Walking in the sand. I don't know. That was a little weird. It was like a prom dress that she had on, but it just looked a little weird. Frank talks entirely too much. I was like, what the? Here he go. Which makes it feel disingenuous. Like when he talks so much, it just seems like you're trying to oversell it. You know? Like it's like he's trying to oversell it. Like, Frank, just say what you mean and mean what you say. That's it, you know. And this is how I know that I know what I'm talking about, because the way Moomin responds to him, it's like, are you sure that this is what you want? Are you sure you processed this? Are you sure that this is the things that you said you wanted? Because it's almost, it's like subconsciously she's picking up that he's not really being forthright. She was talking to him as if she was trying to warn him. But subconsciously, she was warning herself because she wasn't really listening to the things going on internally. Are you sure that this is what you want? As long as we continue to communicate, things will be fine. It's like, well, communicate. What's going on? Did you not already have good communication? Why are y'all here at this thing right now if you didn't feel like there was a lot of trepidation. There was a lot of uncertainty in the way that Moomin was responding to him in his long sonnets, which again let me know that she knows that he is disingenuous, and he knows that he's disingenuous as well, but he wants to overcompensate for it by adding a whole bunch of words to make it sound genuine when it just doesn't come off that way. The entire scene was super awkward, and I felt like it wasn't genuine at all. Walter and Sabrina get together. Actually, let me say them for last. Dante and Aisha. Aisha looked really cute. I liked it. They were at Roosevelt Island. And at first, because I watched it with my boyfriend, he was like, Roosevelt Island. And I was like, nah, that's something else. That's over there. That's FDR. And he was like, no, that's Roosevelt Island. And then he was like, look at the statue. And I'm like, oh, damn, that is Roosevelt Island. It's a really cool place where you can go hiking and stuff like that. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. It's actually probably one of my favorite places. One of my favorite places, I'd say, to like go hiking and stuff like that. And like bike riding. So they meet, they like each other. I think that Dante and Aisha have the most genuine connection, most genuine connection and coupling, I would say. If it's gonna last, I don't know. You know how Readytolove is, child. You just hold your breath because you don't know. Or don't hold your breath because you don't know. But I do think that they're the most genuine. I'll say that. Yeah, it was cute the way they met each other, blah, blah, blah. All right, Walter, Sabrina. I'm going to hurry get this over with so I can hurry up and post this video. And get to the next one. So, Walter and Sabrina. Walter has Darlinda Tracy TV. Shout out to Darlinda Tracy. She was like, Walter bought all the roses. Walter bought roses. He bought all the roses. He really did buy all the roses, child. He bought all the roses and threw them on this pier. I don't know where it was at. It looks like it was another part of Roosevelt Island, but I may be wrong. So he was like, you know, you're the one I chose. I knew that you were the one for me when we were at the house. And I was just like, but did you? And she basically said, he was like, oh my God, you look like a princess. He was like, no, a queen. I'm like, well, girl, go ahead, girl, get him together. Girl, get him together. Again, the way he talked about their relationship and how they started and how they met, it was all like very might as well statements. It was just very like, you know, we've got a good friendship. We, you know, vibe together. Why not try this thing out? What? You know, we have a great friendship and she's attractive and, you know, she would have been my wife's age if my wife were still alive. So, you know, at least she gets my pop culture references. All of it was might as well. And never, ever, 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 ever. If y'all don't hear me nuts, hear me when I say this. If y'all don't hear me for nothing else. At 29 and 7, 8, 9 seconds, do not date somebody who coming at you with the might as well. No. Don't do it. Run, sis. Run. Ooh. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. We're going downhill. It's not good. And so basically she says, you know, this process has been very unhappy for me. You know, You've been inconsistent. You don't call me. And even in the confessional, he was like, I hadn't talked to her since she met my family, but I thought everything was all good. You still hadn't been calling her? He don't call her. He don't like her. He don't like her. Now, when she was delivering the message, she's like, I'm choosing myself. No, thank you, Walter. Thank you, but no, thank you. I'm still taking these flowers. She was like, oh, I'll call you. I know I'll have to call you because you won't call me. I was like, ooh, child. Ooh, ooh, you know? And he was just sitting there like, girl, why you wasting my time? It was so like, it was like a knowing in his face. He wasn't upset. He wasn't trying to refute what she was saying. It was a knowing, like, she's right. She's right. But she didn't have to wait till now. It was like, I know she knows she right. I know she right, but she didn't have to wait till now to tell me. That's what was going through his mind. That's how he was looking at her. He didn't refute it. He couldn't argue with her. He couldn't even like be like, no, that's not the case. Like no, he literally was just like, I mean, you're right, but you didn't have to wait. You didn't have to wait till now to tell me. Like, it was so, Walter. Anywho, but good for you, Sabrina. I'm glad you stood up for yourself. I'm glad that you didn't drink the Kool-Aid, because a lot of women do that. They drink the Kool-Aid because they much rather be in a relationship. You know, some people say a piece of man is better than no man at all. No, that is absolutely so farthest from the truth that a piece of man is not better than any man or no man at all. Peace, P-E-A-C-E. Peace is better. You know what I'm saying? Peace is better than a piece of man, right? Sound mind is better than a piece, P-I-E-C-E, piece of man. You know what I mean? I would much rather have peace, P-E-A-C-E, than peace, P-I-E-C-E. Piece of man. P-I-E. Yeah, I'm going to use C. Okay, yes. P-I-E-C-E. Than a piece of man. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm so proud of her. We give her a round of applause over here. Because that was a hard decision. That was a hard decision, and a lot of women would not have done that. A lot of women would have done the opposite. The same bullshit that Newman was in here doing, because she know good and goddamn well Frank ain't shit. But you know what? She know good and goddamn the way she talking to him. Like, Frank, don't play me. Don't play me, Frank. That's literally how she was talking. So we'll see. Saw a little bit of the preview of the reunion. I'm a little excited. Camille is still delusional per usual. And give us some stank-ass attitudes and stank-ass faces per usual. I'm trying to think of anything else I wanted to say about the season. I'm just kind of glad it's over. I didn't think the season was genuine at all. Like the first and second season of Readytolove, it just felt so genuine and so refreshing and so new. Maybe it's just lackluster. Maybe it's losing its. I don't know what's going on. They've already filmed another season of DC, and then they're doing casting calls for Miami. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stick with the show. Who am I kidding? I'll watch it. I'm gonna just talk about it badly. But anyway, if you've made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective. We are a growing channel, and so I would appreciate it if you contribute to that growth by hitting the subscribe button or commenting down below or hitting the like button. I don't got to beg or nothing like that. I'm just saying, join the movement. We are growing. We are growing. And so yeah, and again, shout out to Scorpio I Am, our newest subscriber. I appreciate you. Get down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.